And look at that. Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I have a testing TikTok video for you. I saw a video on TikTok where the people were making a big pancake in a rice cooker. And so I thought I would test that out and show you how to do it and how well it actually works. It's gonna be pretty fun. So moving forward this year, I'll be doing a fair amount of these testing TikTok videos and other videos that I see just to test them out and see how well they actually work in person and share them all with you. So this one is making a giant pancake in a rice cooker. Pretty easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get started. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. This is the exact same pancake recipe as I have here on my channel, my thick, fluffy pancake video here, and also the recipe is on my website as well. I'll drop a link down below where you can find that recipe if you want, but you can use any pancake recipe for this. All right, so let's start by making this pancake batter. I'm going to start with 2 eggs, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'll give these a good whisk. I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of milk. I'm using whole milk, but you can use 2%, 1% skim milk, even almond milk. We'll add in 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar. Okay. And now, 1/4 cup of butter. I'm just going to melt this in the microwave just until it's barely melted. We don't want it to be super hot. You could also do this in a pot on the stovetop. All right, and once that butter is melted, I'm just going to slowly pour it and whisk as I'm doing that. Just like this. Fantastic. And then now I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to put that in there, along with 2 tablespoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. And we'll just give this a good mix. And you certainly can do this with a hand mixer if you want. Okay, there we go, looking great. And now the main part of this show episode is the rice cooker. Okay? And I'll put a link down below to the rice cooker that I'm using. I do like this rice cooker, the Aroma brand. I've owned an Aroma style or Aroma brand rice cookers for like 15 years. I really like them. And so what I did is I added some oil, just a little bit of oil on the inside, and wiped it around. You could also just spray it with some cooking spray, and that just makes the large pancake not stick. And then I have it set to warm. This particular rice cooker does not have a dial. A lot of the common rice cookers here in the States, they just have an on or off, or a warm or on, or a warm and cook, like this one. And so there's no timer for this, so it's kind of hard to do this type of cake or pancake. Essentially what we're doing is we're steaming it. This is going to become a little steamer. And so I put in that little bit of oil just so it doesn't stick. And then I'm just going to pour all this batter right in there. And I want to point out something, that just because I'm showing you how to do this, it doesn't mean I recommend this method as the best method to make a pancake. I'm just trying to show you how it can be done, or if it can be done, and how it turns out, and what I think about it, and if I will continue to do it in the future. So maybe that'll help you out as well. But I always love trying and experimenting with new things. So here we go. Put that in there. I have it set to warm, and then I'm going to put this on. And now I'm going to let this sit for an hour just on warm. And then when I'll come back, and then I'm going to turn it on to the full cook setting, and then we're going to do that a couple times. It only stays on cook for like 5 minutes and then it comes off. And then you have to wait for a little bit and then put it back on. And we do that about 3 times. And so we'll do that process. I'll show you that. And then we will take a look at the final product. On to that step. All right, it's been about an hour. I want to show you what it looks like in here. Now it's really still damp on the top, so it needs to go longer. The edges are starting to get more done. I'm going to keep the top on here, and then I'm going to push it on cook. And if it doesn't go down right away, I just need to wait for a few minutes before I can do that. That is the problem with trying to use this style of rice cooker. They're not meant to stay on for long periods of time for cook. It's just meant to be on for 15 minutes to where it cooks the rice. It can be on warm for quite a while. And so I'm just going to wait for a few minutes and then I'll push that down and then it's going to go for another 5 to 10 minutes and then it should be done at that point. All right, time to check it. And now we can see it's way more dry on the top and it's dry to the touch. It feels a little bit spongy on the top. That's how it's supposed to. That's what happens when it gets steamed. And it's pulled away from the edges here. I'm gonna take this little skewer here and just test it. Came out clean. It's ready to go. And now I'm going to remove it from this thing. Okay. I'm going to just kind of turn it a little bit like this, just to loosen it up. Feels like it's nice and loose. And then I'm just going to, boom, look at that. As I would expect, the bottom is a lot more brown, but it's not burnt. It's just really nice and dark brown. Doesn't smell, maybe it smells a little tiny burnt, but it's not too bad. It's nice and crusty on the bottom, and the different shades of brown. Pretty cool. And now let's cut into it. I'm just going to cut it like a pie wedge. I'm just using a serrated knife. It feels very spongy, very sponge-like, which if you've ever made steamed cakes before, it's going to be very similar to that. Okay. And look at that. It's all nice and cooked. It's very spongy. And it feels a little dense. Pretty much what you would expect from a steamed cake. Pretty cool. And now let's give it a taste. Now I'm not going to put a bunch of syrup and powdered sugar on this. I would just want to taste it by itself. But normally, if you would eat something like this, you would put how you would fix normal pancakes. It tastes like a really thick pancake. I can tell that it tastes steamed to me, but it's moist, it's not super dry, and it has like a spongy taste to it, but it's pretty good actually. Add some syrup and some powdered sugar. Good to go, fresh fruit. So this is something that I may not make all the time, but it is fun to do, and it's a different way to make a pancake. So if you have a rice cooker, maybe you might want to try this. If you do, let me know what you think. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down in the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this some more. Oh yeah.